Now we move on to Epstein files. The Paris Prosecutor's Office has announced that the formation of a special team of magistrates to scrutinize evidence that may implicate French nationals in crimes committed by convicted child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. According to reports, the special team was created to be able to extract any piece that could be usefully reused in a new investigative framework. It will also work closely with police and with prosecutors from the National Financial Crimes Unit. Now for this, we welcome Dr. Satoru Nagao. He's a fellow at Hudson Institute, joins us live from Tokyo. Thank you very much, Dr. Nagao, for joining us again. Good to see you. Now looking at this, how significant would the cooperation be, in Paris among the prosecutors, and what can we expect from to come out from this cooperation?
Epstein's connection is very global, especially in the Western countries. So that's why not only the United States, but also the British, Norway, now France need to investigate themselves. But the investigate agency is based on the national government, which is each country has its investigation sector. And so globally they need to cooperate to deal with this Epstein crime. And because the huge amount of the cases Epstein has already committed, so that's why the investigation demand very long time, and one by one they're checking and publishing the huge amount of the document and the pictures without identify who is the victim. So that's why the process demand long time, and one by one it has revealing. So one document revealed, another document revealed, and every time this incident is escalating to be big scandal. And that's why it is very important scandal. That's why France also realized this seriousness and formed this team to investigate. So it is expected that this will be the more bigger scandal in the near future, and that is not good, but at the same time, this is we need to deal with, everyone need to deal with, I think.
Yes, thank you for highlighting that. And indeed, the Epstein connection is global. We have seen a lot of French political elites and elites' names come up in the recent released Epstein files, including the former culture minister's close relationship and some more elites. So what did the Epstein files reveal about, the financial links, correspondence, and how are prosecutors assessing whether any laws were violated, in particular to French elites' involvement in this?
Yes, that is also the part of the investigation, because how to identify the human-human connection is indeed very difficult. For example, someone met in the station, is this a human connection? Everyday people met many people. But view from the picture, view from the route they're walking, they are meeting many people, that is true. So that's why one by one they are checking how deep relations they have. Even if the deep relations, did they know the crime and Epstein committed, or they are the perpetrator of the big Epstein's crime. So these are one by one they need to check, but many people are improving, and so that's why identification itself is demanding a long time. Well, that is the current situation. So not only just investigation team in the United States, but also many countries should improve. But if the many countries improve, how to coordinate is a matter, and how to publish is a matter, because how to protect the survivors, victims, that is also the matter.
Yes, indeed. It's very difficult and challenging to prove human-to-human relations, like you mentioned, and also while protecting the victims and their identity is critical. So, what other political pressures could French government face in balancing transparency with victim privacy while pursuing full disclosure of and accountability of Epstein's network and the associates in terms of French associates?
Yes, of course, protecting the victims, the survivors, that is one thing very important. But another thing is this scandal is not just a crime. This is related with secret information of the nations. And in this case, not only the United States, but also British, but also the Norway, but also France. These countries, they have the secret information, but there's a possibility to reveal and sell. That is a very important scandal. So that's why they are, this is a very big issue. So that's why they should act carefully. And so not only protecting the victims, survivors, that they should act carefully, that is true, but at the same time, because of the sensitivity of the information they share, that is also the factor the investigating team need to be careful. So there's a possibility someone vital for their country is related to this crime could happen, and at the same time it could be the international problem between the nation versus nation that is also possible to occur.
Yes, and as you rightfully highlighted, that Epstein connection is indeed global. What could be the answers which could remain unanswered if these countries internationally don't cooperate? And France does their own investigation, and then US does their own.
Of course, the unclear area is who involved this crime is indeed unclear. Epstein, of course, but but if the Epstein has sensitive information and share with others, that who is that others is a matter. There is a possibility the others has the interest to get this information. So for example, the investigation in Poland focusing on Russia's involvement. In British also, they also focusing on Russia because Russia and Western countries spy game for a long time they have fought in many places in the world, especially in Europe. This is a big issue. And but Epstein also used many Russian ladies, and in this case, is this just a survivor victim or something, or there is a possibility the national level support exists, and so this is one kind of the spy game between two, and Epstein's crime is related with this. If this is happening, this is a government versus government problem. So that's why how big the size of the crime has happened itself is a very important issue in this case. So investigators of the US, France, Poland, or British, everyone faced very difficulty because this is very big crime. That is the current situation. But at the same time, without publishing the certain investigation report, this kind of the image itself is baseless. So that's why people can expect it could be the big problem, big scandal. That is true. But at the same time, still, this is under investigation. We should not forget this fact. So that's why we need to wait in this case. Because the size of the crime, it could be big. But at the same time, this is still image.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Dr. Nagao, for sharing that timely insight with us on this issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.